Our first OP takes the necessary steps, but loses a best friend in the process. 7 years in the trash and how to deal. I, male 30, just ended a relationship after almost 7 years. I found out she cheated for a month with someone from work. She keeps bringing up that I'd never marry her and strung her along, so she did what she needed to do to not feel empty and worthless. She also said couples have made it back from worse and we could possibly reconcile. I said no and broke her heart by removing her from social media and removing any trace of her. I'm moving out. We had a home together and dogs. She's devastated. I'm in shock and heartbroken. She's dealing with lots of mental health issues and struggling financially. Going back today to clean out my side of the bedroom. Probably another day for my office, living room, kitchen, then the hardest part is the garage. I've filled it with projects and clutter. I've told my parents and siblings my plans and they support me. I'm sad I lost my best friend. The community has some thoughts. Elvin Gammer says, best decision of your life. You will see it with time. Congratulations on your most painful bullet dodge, bro. The OP replies, agreed. I'm working on adjusting my point of view to see that. The Gucci says, she was unhappy with an aspect of your relationship, so instead of just talking to you like an adult, she screwed some dude from work. How is that a good life partner? And her idea of fixing it is making you work through her bad decisions so she can be rewarded with what she wanted, marriage. F that. Cheating is criminal says, I lost 23 years of my life to a pathological liar who broke my heart and the hearts of my 2 daughters with no remorse. 17 months and I am still reeling. I am 57 and I am losing whatever I sacrificed for, and on top of it, I have to see a vile human with no respect for family. The AP, reap all the rewards. All I can say is, as heartbroken as you are, be thankful you did not marry her and have children. Cheaters are sick, selfish, destructive liars. Hopefully you will find an honest, honorable person to love. Critical Egg 5165 thinks this. When a cheater blames you for their cheating, the relationship is a lost cause, and it's more than likely they'll cheat again. You are doing the right choice. It's hard, but within a year from here, you'll understand and realize that leaving her behind was the best choice you could do for yourself, even how painful it is. The OP replies, lots of truth here. I'm looking forward to my future, but I'm also in this hole of despair. Critical Egg 5165 responds back, I would really suggest listening to the book called Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life, and also journaling your thoughts. Next year around the same time, you can then open your journal and read all the things you wrote. It will allow you to see how far you have come with your thoughts and the way you think. Web 822 says, good decision to leave her. Dissatisfied with your relationship, feels worthless. She cheated on purpose and kept going until you figured it out. Why is it now ruined? What did she think would happen when she was caught? Throw RA and a bunch of numbers says, she's acting like my soon-to-be ex-wife. She's not sorry that she was cheating. She is sorry that you caught her and ruined her cake. She was enjoying the kibbles of double attention. It's now ruined because OP is not doing the pick-me dance. Delta versus Epsilon says, sorry this happened, but if someone is incapable of communicating properly and rather than having a mature conversation, decided they'd screwed someone else instead, this is someone you'll be very glad not to have married one day. What happens when you argue? When you're stuck working late? When you get sick or hospitalized for a lengthy stretch? Time to go screw the neighbor? Definitely best to cut ties now. Stay strong, stay busy, and stay no contact with her. Sorry again. Good luck. Wow, OP. I am so sorry. What she did is inexcusable. She basically blames you for her cheating. This was not your fault at all. This was all her. And then to say it's possible to reconcile even after she said you were stringing her along and she did what she had to? Oh, yeah. Like anybody would run back to that. She would never change her ways. Yeah, marriage isn't for everybody, and it's not the end goal for relationships. There's a lot of successful relationships out there that don't involve marriage. If that's what she wanted, maybe she should have thought about ending things with you instead of running to someone else to not feel empty and worthless. We should never place our value on other people's opinions of us. What do you think? Up next, how to know he's just not into you. If you can't contact with a affair partner, am I completely wasting my time? Edit. At the time of writing this, I was unsure if my wife was on Reddit. Therefore, the story below and all comments have the genders reversed and some details left out. I realize now this was not cool. I was new to this subreddit and frankly scared and confused by everything going on in my life. My apologies all. I'll keep the story itself brief as possible. Found out husband was in an emotional affair, took some time away to sort my thoughts, decided if that was the truth and it was an emotional affair only, I would attempt to work past it with no promises of being able to. My only caveat was no contact with affair partner. Found out it was much more than just emotional affair a few days after coming back home. Contact was never completely cut, as emotional affair was asking stuff such as, "Are you okay?" And he thought answering these were okay, as it wasn't real conversation, just checking to see if I'm okay. To which I replied, no contact means no contact. No ifs, ands, or buts. Decided to take a few days away again to clear my head. While I'm gone, I find out they were hanging in person again. I'm being told, "For real this time, I will go no contact if you tell me you will work on this with me." But I haven't seen that yet, and I don't think I should be faulted or not committing to try anything while a affair partner is still around. As much as it pains me, I'm seeing this as no deal. I shouldn't work on anything when you can't cut contact, and I have no reason to believe you will cut contact if I agree. For anyone who has been in the situation and has attempted to move forward, is there something I'm not seeing here? Is there some logical explanation for this? I am trying to find a way to reconcile, but feel like I am not being shown any remorse for actions taken. I think you're right here, OP. If your husband can't cut contact at all, that means he's totally not serious about working on things with you, and he lacks complete respect for your relationship. He's not interested. Clearly. Cut your losses. You are not obligated at all, nor should you beg someone to work on something and commit themselves to you. Am I right? Up next, how can you cut loose from a spider's web? I, female 24, can forgive him, male 31, but it doesn't feel the same. Should I end it? In March this year, my boyfriend of 4 years told me he had been cheating on me with a whole bunch of different women online throughout our relationship. He was using all kinds of dating apps to find women and trade pictures with them. He says he has been doing it since he was in his first relationship when he was 18 and just continued to do it in every relationship he was in and out of habit. After he came forward, he promised to stop watching porn and inappropriately messaging women. As far as I know, he has stopped cheating. He still watches porn occasionally, but has cut down on it considerably. Now, 9 months later, I trust that he hasn't cheated again, and I don't think he will. He's gotten sober in that time and has changed quite a lot. He is now more attentive, more generous, and he places a lot of value on making me happy. I think he would make a great partner, but I just don't feel the same attraction to him that I used to. Before he came forward, I was super into him. I thought he was handsome, funny, and smart. Now I look at him and I find him completely unattractive. He is a lot kinder now than he was before he came forward, and is now financially supporting both of us. I was supporting him for most of our relationship prior to knowing about his cheating. I'm worried about breaking up with him because our lives are so intertwined. We have dogs together, we live together, we share a car. I know that he could provide me with a secure future, but I don't have any romantic feelings for him anymore. Does anyone have any advice? Do you think I should stay? Should I bite the bullet and end things? Thanks for any input. Top ad 4231 from the community says, put aside what he's done, may or may not still be doing. It's not wise to stay in a relationship because you share dogs in a car. It's actually a terrible idea. Stellar Discord chimes in, no, you should not stay with someone who cheated on you because you have a dog and a car together. Global Nerve 381 thinks this, 100% break up with him. He ruined any respect, esteem, or attraction you had for him, and you won't ever get that back. If he's truly changed and learned his lesson, he'll make a good partner for someone else, but not for you. And you can move on to someone who you actually do like and are attracted to. Otherwise, you're going to spend the next 50 plus years of your life with somebody who will never be more than a bowl of soup with a big cockroach in it. Alicia Dawn D has a little thought. You're going to have to bite the bullet and go. It's bad enough to betray your partner once, but for 4 whole years? He has no respect for himself, so why would he have respect for you? He should have wanted to do these things for himself because when addicts do it for other people, it very rarely lasts. I was in the same position thinking my ex was literally the finest man I had ever seen, but after his infidelity, I don't ever look him in the face. And the few times I did, he looked like a complete stranger to me. I looked at old photos and videos of him and he looks like a bootleg version of what he used to be. When people hurt us in such a way, it rewires our brain. We no longer see them through rose-colored glasses and we no longer make excuses for them. They completely rob us of the love we have for them. Normally, I'd say the reconciliation is possible, but I don't think so in this case. I'm sorry. Edited because Siri talk to text has me looking illiterate. AG from 83 says, the person you were attracted to is not the person who your boyfriend is. You found out that he's a completely different person. And although he is trying to win your trust back and is more attentive and caring now, he still isn't the person you fell in love with. Also, I think you should probably try to examine why you would ever forgive someone who has basically cheated on you constantly. That is not a brief lapse of judgment. This is what he does, what he has always done. And honestly, it's not difficult for him to appear as though he is working for your forgiveness. All he has to do is not cheat, and he looks like he is boyfriend of the year. Bite the bullet and cut him away, OP. Just because your lives are intertwined doesn't mean you're stuck with him forever. You clearly aren't seeing him the same as you once did. Things have changed. Yeah, sure, he may be getting his crap together, or it totally may be just a mask he puts on so that you stay with him because you've done so much for him already. You're valuable to him because you give him what he needs and take care of his quality of life. But why would you stay with someone who you're not even 100% attracted to anymore? Why would you settle, OP? Do you think OP should stay or go? And lastly, an OP who made the best decision for her and her kids watches her ex throw his life away. He still blames me for divorcing him. My ex and I both struggled with alcoholism off and on during our 20 years together. I am sober now and have been. He still drinks. Yet anytime the fact that he had at least 30 plus affairs during our marriage, and that is why I chose divorce, he will bring up my issues with alcohol and say we both did things to cause the breakdown of our marriage, ignoring the fact he still drinks and of course was in another relationship as soon as I filed, probably before. I see now how he used shame to control me for years, to keep me in line. I'm so tired of the emotional abuse. I just don't understand what makes someone so terrible. I had so much guilt all the time when I was drinking. How can someone engage in chronic infidelity and sleep at night? He was abusive in basically every way possible, was arrested once for domestic violence, but he doesn't see at all how his behavior impacts our children. He has told them he never wanted a divorce and that I abandoned him, and he told me today we are both equally responsible for our children's mental health struggles. The community has some other thoughts. Aha Sphere says, well, you already replied to yourself. It isn't about quantifying the guilt. It's about manipulation and emotional abuse. You're the only one giving him power over you, so you are also the only one who can take that away from him. Make peace with your past, but on your terms without involving him. Every time he says this, just repeat, I didn't cheat, you did. I do not drink anymore, you do. And just repeat it like a broken gramophone. You don't have to make him change an opinion, but it would eventually help to fend off his attacks. The OP replies, thank you. Logically, I know everything you just said, but emotionally, I clearly still have guilt around my struggles with alcohol and how it affected my children. He knows that because he used it so effectively over the years to control me. In fact, no matter how much I tried to be sober, he would encourage me to drink. Said I was more fun, but then would turn it against me. I hate how codependent I was. I'm still trying to forgive myself without giving him any more control. It's not always easy. Robin1001 Music says, not to be insensitive to the man-child who can't own up to his own mistakes, but maybe you should just laugh out loud when he says something like that. I mean, he's not your husband anymore. He can keep on blaming everyone but himself and see how that works for him. The OP replies, please feel free to be as insensitive as you like. Tyranny Was Here says, have you been documenting everything he's been saying and doing? The emotionally abusive crap he's been saying to your kids? Since if you have been, and if your kids are old enough, you could go to a judge and get visitation altered into not having to see him at all. Or to allow if the kids don't want to see their dad, they don't have to. Like if your kids are 10 or older, judges will often let them have a say in if they gotta see a particular parent. So yeah, I'd consider doing something to spare your kids his toxic furkery. The OP replies, I am. We were in the middle of a custody battle and the judge ordered his possession be changed from unsupervised standard possession to supervised in public twice a month, 2 hours each time. He's throwing a fit about it, but luckily he did this over the parenting app, so I've already sent it to my lawyer. We have a court-appointed attorney representing our children. Fingers crossed they remove him as much as possible permanently. Alcoholics will say anything to make the other person hurt to deflect their own responsibility. You know everything that comes out of his mouth is horse crap. Don't let him control you or take up space in your head anymore. Let him go. He's going to say whatever he can and he's going to make some low jabs. You gotta stand tall knowing that you're on a different trajectory and you're the better person. Yes, the relationship had its issues and it takes two to tango, but you made the choice to take care of yourself and love yourself. What has he done? Thoughts? Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss out. And if you want to listen to more stories from me, check out our lounge where I feature a larger variety of non-cheating related stories. See you there!